You know, this board's affectionately known by myself and Mr. Oldbury as the Game Over board. Game Over board because when I took one look at it and attempted a couple of repairs and thought it's way too far gone, but last night I decided to have a look at it again. There's a bit of a funny story behind it. Technically it's been repaired to death. A good friend of mine is really good at repairs. He had a good go at this, and he's really good at what he does. He rebuilt all the traces here, rebuilt all the traces onto the socket. It's had a lot of traces rebuilt onto the socket. But then two things happened. One, the socket got put on backwards, which meant the CF cell would never fit right. And two, a couple of the traces moved, which shorted stuff out and killed stuff all over the board, and it's been fun. And then I got even the problem with it is because the traces were rebuilt onto there and this was the wrong way around, I had to take this off. Half the traces were gone and the through holes were all destroyed, so it was at that point I decided it was game over, and then I got bored. It is now, it's about 9 o'clock at night now. I started this board at 7 o'clock last night and I think I finished it at 4 in the morning. Ignore that crap. That's just because I've not got the state machine in yet. I've not got the selector or the RAM in for the state machine. But that tells me that some of the multiplex is working, the clocks are all working, and you can see what little display chipping away more of itself there. Did I go the right way with that? That's going to be as good as I get. Yeah, you can see it flashing away. Been a long time since I've done an all-nighter. Okay, so the faults with it were the CF cell socket was in backwards, but the CF cell socket had issues as well. I'll just turn this off there. And then because the Game Over board had stripped a lot off it, and I had to go looking for replacements for things. I got this off the Mega board, so it's working fine. This is the original one that came out this board that I originally stripped off. Doesn't have a 6850 in it, you don't need it. That only deals with the serial stuff. Processor's been replaced. Both the RAM select transistors are bad, they've been replaced. What else? U14's been replaced. That's a LS chip, not an HC, but it's working fine. Still got that to do. I'll give you a look underneath. Underneath isn't pretty. I know the purists will say that's a bit messy, and I don't really care because, yeah, I could sit all day and rebuild the traces, and yeah, got a fantastic trace rebuild board, but I'd have been sitting there a lot more than the 9-10 hours I was. It took long enough to go finding the short. The short was, yeah, if I can focus this in a bit. If you see that trace there that I've pushed out of the way slightly, the short was right there. It was shortened two address lines together. I think it was, sorry to tell it was shortened the address line that goes to pin 7 on my friendly U28 here to ground, which was causing an absolute nightmare. Also, when I got it, focus is terrible, isn't it? I got all that up and running, I got the watchdog to stay off, and then I had no activity on displays anywhere. And then I made this discovery that the System 5 board can actually run and stay out of watchdog without actually anything running. You can have the processor talking to the CF cell perfectly, and it could be that the reels will run, you'll get any of the serial stuff and the clocks that come out of the CF cell will work perfect, but none of the I/O stuff works because the board isn't talking to any of this. So what I actually had was, I had my serial comms and my clocks and everything coming out of the CF cell, but I had no display and I basically had nothing else, and the board was just sitting there in an endless loop. And it turned out to be But some of the data lines were missing from here. The 6821 wasn't initializing, it was just jumping into an interrupt state all the time. It was just going, sending the board an idle loop that was causing an interrupt, that was serving the interrupt, going back about its business. Tried to talk to this again, causing an interrupt, and so on and so on and so on. Once I sorted out the data lines, it fired. And thank God for that it did fire, because I thought I was going to be there all night. I almost literally was there all night. And thank God the guy that repaired this originally used nail varnish to cover up the traces. I used, if that was photoresist or etch resist paint, that wasn't coming off. A little bit of Boots nail polish remover got the varnish off though. I'll cover it back up with varnish again and we should be good to go. So the owner of this board is going to need to, he's going to need to make a donation for it, because it isn't easy when you're getting older to stay up that length of time. I've been shattered all day, but I wanted this one out of the way because the last one, it's the last of the urgent ones I need done until things settled in. There's a couple of impact things to look at, but this has been blocking the table. Well, blocking the cupboard before that, and then it was blocking the table. So, yeah. All that remains to do now is sort this lot out and put the appropriate ICs in there. I might connect the rails up to it, I might not. If I do connect the rails up to it, I'll probably do a video of it as well, because I'm quite overjoyed at the minute I've got it this far. I mean, it was a mess. That, as I said, is just because there's no RAM fitted there. The state machine's just giving off random garbage into its latches at the minute. Oh. So what do you think? Just goes to prove that no board is unsavable. Even when you get absolute disasters when all the through holes pull out. So that's that for that one. There may be another video following on to this, a playtest video. I've still got the reels and the coin controls and everything for these boards, so yep. Hope you liked just a little look at our resurrection, and bye bye for now.